The middleweight champion, Plessis, will defend his belt against the undefeated 16-0 Chimaev.
I can't think of a more chaotic matchup you could put in the octagon than du Plessis versus Chimaev.
Everybody, I come in for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king. Kill everybody. Ah!
Yo, what's up? It is Lucky Punch Sports with another video, and today we're going over UFC 319 taking place this Saturday in Chicago between DDP and Chimaev for the middleweight belt. Let's get it. And Asakura makes his much anticipated UFC return after his title shot loss to Pantoja. Asakura is a knockout artist who isn't afraid to put himself into danger. Flying knees, wild hooks work until they don't, which is what got him into bad trouble against Pantoja. Elliot is a typical gatekeeper, and Asakura and his Goldilocks matchmaking will be the difference here. Asakura is much more than ready for UFC championship level competition, and Elliot may be a step below that as a gatekeeper. He's very capable on the ground in grappling, but the striking difference will be noticeable. Asakura is a star for a reason, and an early striking difference will decide the fight for Kai to knock out Tim and pick up his first UFC win. And now MVP moves up to 185 to take on the 41-year-old Killa Gorilla. Cannonier is one of my favorite fighters and is coming off a huge KO over RoboCop, but the damage is catching up to him. He's losing his reflexes and faced tough beatings from Imavov and Barajo. MVP is one of the fastest and most talented strikers in the UFC. He's faster than Gary, Holland, and Sharabola, even at 38. MVP will take a decision here by piecing up Cannonier throughout the fight, whose heart will keep him from being brutally KO'd. Neal is 8-4 and always looking from the outside of the top of the division. He beats the worst and gets brutalized by the best. Neal is a competent striker, but doesn't get enough KOs to really show that power or speed. Prates is on the way to the top. He brought Ian Gary to a dogfight, but Prates is so fast and agile on the feet. Neal is very good and stubborn, but Prates will be pivoting and moving in and out of range. He's a knockout artist, but Neal's shin will keep him in the fight until the final bell. And now we have Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico for the co-main event. And the PFL Latour refugees have not fared well in the UFC. Pitbull is 1-1, and Patchy Mix was embarrassed by Mario Bautista. Pico is different, however. Pico was a world championship level freestyle wrestler, a gold glove boxer, and is 13-4 as an MMA pro. But he's only 28 and still has a lot to prove. Murphy is a clever counter-striker who prioritizes the scorecards over anything else. He's undefeated for a reason. Murphy hasn't had a finish since 2021 and has 0 career submissions. That being said, he has the power and ability to drop talented fighters and is a hard task for the newcomer. I'm not especially high on Murphy, but am surprised to see Pico as the favorite. Murphy is by far the best fighter Pico has faced, and Pico will have trouble dealing with Murphy's jab, elbows, and high kicks. Pico has great clinch work and sets up chain takedowns very well. He will work on getting inside Murphy's range and keeping the fight up close and personal. Pico is very talented, and this is a huge step up, and Murphy will take it by decision. There are 3 ways to win a fight. 1, you knock the guy out. 2, your opponent quits and shouts uncle. 3, you throw him right off the runway. Obviously, quoting Bloodsport there, but Dricus said it best himself. He needs to be a hunter, not a survivor. Chimaev is used to being the wolf that hunts everyone down, drags them to the cage, and finishes them. DDP should bring the fight to him. Don't show fear, which he hasn't done in the past, especially when he makes his opponents cry before the fight. Chimaev feeds off fear, not his actual style. Usman and Burns gave him a fight because they controlled the narrative. They didn't let Chimaev do whatever he wanted. Chimaev thrives on the cage where he can limit escape routes for opponents. DDP is so unconventional that he may be tricky to account for. I genuinely believe he should shoot on Chimaev in the center of the octagon and see where he can end up. Make Khamzat uncomfortable. Dricus has clubs for hands. He lands thudding blows to the body and arms, but doesn't really need special speed or accuracy to make it work. His cardio is good enough to press forward and awkwardly pressure his opponents. DDP knows the weight of this fight, especially for his legacy, to beat Chimaev, and I predict he will be using his full arsenal. Blind overhands, headbutts, wheel kicks, falling anvils, 1-inch punches, who knows. DDP and Chimaev are both filled out for the division, and Chimaev won't be able to ragdoll DDP like he was able to the welterweights. Either way, DDP steps up for big fights, and some way, somehow, he will defend his belt. DDP's gas tank will hold out, and his uncomfortable size and strength will keep him alive when Chimaev gets him down. I mean, look how easy it is to avoid takedowns. DDP will keep landing awkward heavy blows that will take a toll on an exhausted Chimaev. I'm taking DDP as the underdog.
Nobody said anything about dogs, bro. Chill out.
I said that. Better shut the fuck up before I go get my coach's taser as well. Fucking taser balls.
And for my past picks, my lock of the night, if you need to see green, or if you just need another piece on a parlay, it's 21-4, not bad, looking to improve. And my main card pick, 75-54, not bad, but still looking to get better. And now running through my official picks for the main card, we're going to start with the flyweight bout, Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. I'm going with Kai Asakura by first round KO to get revenge and get his first UFC win. And then for Jared Cannonier versus MVP, I'm taking Michael Venom Page by decision. Cannonier is one of my favorites, but MVP is simply too fast for him. And then we have Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. I'm taking the Brazilian fighting nerd Prates to also be too fast for Neal, piece him up, stick and move, and also take a decision. And then moving to the co-main event, I'm taking my first underdog of the night, Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. I love Aaron Pico. I don't love Murphy. However, the odds are crazy to me. Pico is a big favorite. The Bellator, the PFL guys have not fared well recently in the UFC. I'm taking Lerone Murphy, also by decision. And then for the main event, what you've all been waiting for, DDP versus Chimaev, the middleweight title fight, I'm taking Dricus du Plessis. Yes, DDP, the underdog. I'm bringing up dogs here. I don't know how, I don't know why, but DDP is going to defend his belt. I've been wrong against him more than any fighter ever that I've picked. I think he looks so goofy, he looks terrible, and he continues to prove me wrong. So why not do it again for the belt? I'm finally on the DDP wagon, so I'm assuming he's going to lose, but I'm going to take him by decision or a late KO, TKO, round 4 or 5 against a very exhausted Chimaev. And the lock of the night is Dana's new favorite, Baysangur Susurkayev. He fought on DWCS this week and is looking to make a name for himself as Chimaev's protege. He has highlight reel KOs, and I'm backing the minus 950 favorite to hit another one.
Also, heard Dricus in Chicago. Bro, this is my city. Big card next week. Huge main event. You need anything from Chicago, food, groceries, therapists, cage, gym, sauna. Make sure you don't hit me up. We're not welcome here. Chicago, you see him, you let him know. You don't like his kind.
The punchline of the night is DDP taking over Chicago. The Chicago Grim Reaper, Bilal, said DDP is not welcome. It is up to DDP if he can do what he did to Izzy and to Sean by walking in their home and taking over. flying drop kicks, pocket sand, spinning back fists. When MVP fights, you don't want to miss it. MVP vs. Cannonier takes my punch bowl as both men fight like it's a blood sport and have never had a boring striking match. And that concludes my video on UFC 319 with my picks, my card breakdown, and my betting tips. So please comment down below if my picks are terrible, if my commentary is terrible, anything. I love to talk to you guys about your picks. Comment how you think the card will go, if you think my picks are bad, and leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to see more in the future. See you next time.